What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and Dave Dombrowski and the Philadelphia Phillies continue to make moves. It feels like every day I put on a Philly shirt. Yesterday I had the Phillies Red October shirt on. They signed Trey Turner, and today I'm wearing the casual Bryce Harper t-shirt. And what do you know? Once again, the Phillies make another move. They signed a pitcher, and that's something that we were expecting them to do probably over the next couple of days here. And they get their starting pitcher. No, it's not Carlos Rodon. Like I said, I did not expect any of that to happen. That was just me being overly cocky. I expected them to get a third, fourth quality type of starter there for the rotation to pair nicely with Zack Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, and who knows, there is possibly, the idea of maybe a guy like an Andrew Painter making the rotation next year, according to, Rob Thompson, as he's talking to the guys on MLB Network, in the winter meetings in San Diego. So the Phillies get their starter. They get Taijuan Walker, pitched for the Mets the past few seasons. He's a very solid guy, 4 years, $71 million. So I think that's an annual value of around 17 and a half, 18 million around there. I would definitely say the price may be a little steep for, a third, fourth type of starter, but you definitely needed another guy for that rotation, because you weren't going to go next year to with just Zack Wheeler, just Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, and then a rookie, then maybe Bailey Falter. But you needed to address that situation because you lost a guy like Kyle Gibson, and thankfully this is a major upgrade over Kyle Gibson. And Taijuan Walker is definitely a solid pitcher in this league. It's something that they needed to address, and hey, I like the deal. I think it's pretty solid. Yeah, the money may be a little much for that situation, but I guess with the way pitchers are signing on the market, I guess that's what you have to pay for some guys these days. And who knows, since the Phillies didn't want to go in the direction of signing another guy with a qualifying offer, but that's probably the situation. You got to pay that little extra money for guys that don't have qualifying offers, so you don't lose that draft pick and everything like that. So there's definitely a lot of implications right there. But overall, I think this is a much needed signing for this team. It's a very solid signing, and I think it's going to be something very solid. You got him locked up for 4 years. It gives a lot of time for other guys that are down in the prospect system. I would say more on the lines of guys like McAble and maybe Griff McGarry and all that stuff, because who knows, because that fifth spot in the rotation, it's still wide open. And I don't think, I'm not sure they're going to make another signing for the rotation or even make it in a trade market or anything like that. But like I said, Rob Thompson was on MLB Network talking to the crew there at the winter meetings in San Diego, and he brought up the possibility that Andrew Painter could be, more ready than ever to join the rotation out of spring training next year for opening day. And that, gives me a little goosebumps right there. It makes me feel a little something, to see our top pitching prospect, who's not even 20 years old yet, the way that he was dominating down in high A, single A, double A, just getting called up to every type of system possible. And he just goes out there and constantly dominates at 19 years old. And he has the chance, most likely this upcoming spring training with the big league club, to prove himself and possibly make the starting rotation as the fifth starter for opening day, not even as a 20-year-old. This kid is moving up the ranks insanely quickly. He's moving up the prospects ranks too, and the entirety of Major League Baseball. Andrew Painter right now, he is that good. He is that good. Scouts around the league love him. He's ranked very highly on the MLB prospect list. And honestly, let me bring that up too. I'm going to get into more into Taijuan Walker in a second, but actually I should get into Taijuan Walker first, but let me bring up the MLB top prospect list just to showcase for later for talking about Andrew Painter in that situation. But so going back to, this whole situation with Taijuan Walker, signed him to a 4-year deal, $71 million in total. Like I said, it's a very solid signing. Overall for his career, he's 54-50 with a 3.89 career ERA. Very solid right there. Most likely as a number 3, number 4 type of starter. Overall, a career whip of 1.2. That's very solid. He had a very solid season last year with the New York Mets, 12-5 record, a 3.49 ERA, 29 games started, 157 innings, 132 strikeouts, and a whip of 1.95. Some very solid stuff right there. 2021, he got off to a very hot start, then got very cold as the year went along. Kind of like Zack Wheeler syndrome with the New York Mets. He had those really good first halves and then really struggled when getting into the second half of the Major League season. So there's a little bit of similarities right there. And also with the injury history, Taijuan Walker is known to be banged up a little bit over the past, like I would say, a couple of seasons here. But actually last year he was healthy. I would say the year, 2021, he started 30 games. So honestly, the past couple of seasons with the New York Mets, he has been noticeably healthy. And then also, if you look at the 2020 season, he was originally with the Seattle Mariners in the shortened season right there. And I think he split a couple of times with a couple of different teams here because it says he was on Seattle. He probably started with the Arizona Diamondbacks first, then went to the Seattle Mariners. Got to handle that was a shortened season, so they didn't really pitch that many games. And then you got the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was very solid with them in 2017, made 28 starts, 25 starts in 2016. 29 starts in 2015, 2014, a little bit injured right there, but he was also very young as well. Overall, he is a very solid pitcher. I want to look at some more of his advanced numbers here going from last year. He had a FIP of 3.65. His whip was really good. I'm trying to see like expected ERA overall. I'm not sure if Baseball Reference shows any of that. So let me go to the advanced pitching right here. Is there anything for expected ERA just so I can see what's going on in that type of situation? Not seeing that there, not seeing that there. No, 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 no. So I'm not seeing anything in that type of situation. Strikeout numbers, very solid, like around like 7 to 9. Very solid stuff there. Walk numbers, very solid. He doesn't give it the home run ball either, so that's something that's very solid there as well. Overall, like I said, he's basically a 3rd-4 type of starter. That's what he is. That's what he's been his entire career. He definitely does have some upside. His splitter is his best pitch. And who knows, maybe Dave Dombrowski is really, I would say believing in guys like Kayla Cotham, pitching coach, to really work with guys, a guy like a Taijuan Walker to really, upgrade his arsenal, maybe bring out that potential that's within him. Because that could be something that we think of right there. Look at some of the guys on our roster that Caleb has worked with, especially guys like a Jose Alvarado out of the bullpen. The beginning of the year last year, he was terrible, went down to AAA, worked on some things, added that cutter to his arsenal. He came back up, and he was one of the best lefty relievers in baseball, basically, since he came back up. I think the leverage came a little bit too much from it, the overuse right there going in towards the end of the World Series. So that's basically, I would say, most likely the reason that happened. Sir Anthony Dominguez had a fantastic season last year. Ranger Suarez has been really good. Honestly, he's working with a lot of these pitchers in the Phillies rotation and the roster overall. And seriously, ever since, Zack Wheeler came into town, he's been fantastic. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball ever since signing with the Philadelphia Phillies. Honestly, another Mets starter coming to the Philadelphia Phillies. Can that mean Taijuan Walker becomes another best pitcher in baseball? That's not most likely not going to happen. But, a man can dream. But overall, yeah, I think it's a solid signing and everything like that. Basically, it's what you needed for the rotation. I think the money's a little bit too much, 18 mil per year, but it also gives you some leverage, for some guys down in the minor league system to take their time, maybe like guys like Mick Abel and all that stuff. And who knows, Dave Dombrowski in the drafts, maybe he still prioritizes starting pitching and he goes out and gets more guys. And I definitely think there's still moves to be made, no doubt about that. You could definitely see the trade market. They're still most likely going to bolster the bullpen. You need to make some moves there. Even Dave Dombrowski was talking about that, looking at some reliever type of arms. So basically, we got to wait and see what happens over this course. Who knows if it even happens this week, getting some guys for the bullpen, because there's still, and talks about, other teams around baseball. You saw what, I'm trying to think of other, Josh Bell went to the Cleveland Guardians. Actually, I should go to, with the MLB free agent tracker just to see where other guys, because like a lot of the stuff is like really going off the top of my head at this point. So let me see the free agent tracker. This is from Spot Track. I'm trying to see where did they all these guys sign at, like some guys that signed recently. Honestly, here we go. MLB.com free agent tracker. You got Mitch Haniger. He signed with the San Francisco Giants on a 3-year contract. Who else? Other big names here. Trying to see Kyle, like we all know Kyle Gibson, he went to the Baltimore Orioles. Clayton Kershaw, we all know he re-signed with the Dodgers. Who else? Let's see. Trying to think. This is not the best tracker in the world. Is there a TSN actually tracker? We'll go to TSN. Maybe that helps. I know TSN has a really good tracker for NHL. Do they have the same type of thing for Major League Baseball? That's something that I'm trying to find out if the website would load. That would be very nice if that were to happen. Would be very nice. And it's not loading. So, and there we go. That's NHL. I don't want to do a trade tracker MLB. Maybe that's what I want to look for. TSN, not this time. Okay. Trades. Can I do free? Is there no free agent tracker here? Let's see. Trade tracker, free agents. I don't think that's there. And with the Mitch Haniger signing with the San Francisco Giants, that doesn't mean they're out on Aaron Judge. There's been so many reporters saying, oh, this doesn't mean they're out on Judge. They're trying to get 2 outfielders. So who the hell knows where Aaron, most likely it's going to be the Yankees or the Giants. Maybe we could see something tomorrow. But I know John Heyman, he kind of, jumped the gun a little bit because I think it was one of the Giants reporters that was here like around the winter meetings that Judge could be coming to San Francisco. It was nothing confirmed or anything like that. It was just something that they were hearing. And for some reason, John Hyman literally jumped the gun saying, oh, Judge is going to San Francisco. Then he retracted that tweet and said, oh, my bad. I jumped the gun. Nothing is happening right now. That's just all hearsay and all that crap. And great job, John Heyman. But yeah, can I just get a good free agent tracker? I just want to see. Okay, maybe CBS can have something like that. Can I please just get a good tracker here? It's only showing the top free agents here, man. Come on. You also got that Kodai Senga guy that is still, out there. The guy that's coming over from the Japanese market. Top pitcher out there coming over to the Major League Baseball area. I'm trying to see. Can I just get a good tracker? I don't know why. Okay, maybe for Fangraphs or something like that. Okay, so who else? You still got some of the top shortstops out there. You still got basically 3 of them. Bogarts, Dansby Swanson, and Carlos Correa. Those guys are still out there. I think Brandon Nimmo is still out there. Who else? I think Tyler Anderson's not out there. I'm trying to think of other people that are, could be, that are big free agents. It's mainly guys like Judge, Carlos Rodon still out there. The shortstops. Any major pitchers? I really don't think so. Besides Rodon, mainly he's the major pitcher out there that still has yet to be signed, and he's going to go for a lot of money at this point. I'm expecting between 35 to 40 mil for him, and a long-term deal. Who knows? I know the Yankees most likely are going to be involved in that type of situation. Who knows? Most likely the Mets because they love prioritizing starting pitching. Who else? I wouldn't be shocked if the Dodgers are going after that type of money for him. Who else? The Rangers, I wouldn't be surprised since they going out, they're proving that they're spending a lot of money in the offseason. So I wouldn't be shocked at that either. Getting a guy like a Jacob deGrom and also a Carlos Rodon for the top 2 of the rotation. Wouldn't be surprised about that. Definitely. But overall, I think Taijuan Walker is a very solid signing for this Phillies squad. And that's basically all that is to say. If you're looking at this rotation right now, like I said earlier, Zack Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez as your number 3, Taijuan Walker as your number 4, and then your number 5 is any of those guys that come up from the minor leagues and prove themselves in spring training. Andrew Painter, Griff McGarry. Like I said, I don't expect guys like Mick Abel to be ready yet. I think that's why they're, giving guys like Walker a 4-year deal. Give some of those other guys some time to work and develop down there in the minor league system. I trust Dave Dombrowski with the way that he's building up the minor league system, the way that he's drafting and all that stuff. I trust it. And also, Mattingly's son, Preston Mattingly. So I trust with the way now that he's running the organization down there in the minor league system, getting these prospects properly developed. And it's been basically a whole different kind of system, with the Andy McPhail-Clintack era. So, yeah, trust Dave Dombrowski with my life. He's been a successful, president of operations in baseball basically for his entire career. World Series with the Marlins, won the World Series with the Red Sox not that long ago. He's finding ways, and he brought sustained success to the Detroit Tigers. They didn't eventually win anything, but, he built that team from the ground up. They went to that World Series in 2006. They built more sustained success, went to the World Series in 2012. Sadly, they got swept there. But, he built a very, Tigers team that was contending year after year until they eventually had to gut it down to the ground. But, yeah, I trust Dave Dombrowski with my life. He's trying to build a winner. He's trying to go back to the World Series, him and John Middleton. He's trying to get this Phillies team to make it the best possible team in the world. But who knows? Who knows? There's still, there's definitely a lot more moves that they can definitely do. I'm sure they're going to be prioritizing the bullpen at this point. get a couple of more arms for the back end of the pen, because they were really talking about, I think Dave Dombrowski was talking about, with the back end of the bullpen, guys to pair with, Jose Alvarado and Sir Anthony Dominguez for, those late inning type of situations. Maybe you get another gunslinger possibly that can pitch in the 748th inning. So, because right now I think they're still going with that closer by committee, but I do think eventually that Sir Anthony Dominguez is going to win that closer role over. But I know there's also like talk about the Chicago White Sox possibly getting rid of Liam Hendricks. He could be on the trade block. So what Dave Dombrowski tried to do his due diligence to see how much he would cost, even though I would expect the Chicago White Sox to ask for, I would say, most likely one of our top pitching prospects in return, most likely, one of those top 3 guys. So, hey, who knows? Who knows in that situation? But to go to Andrew Painter once again, just to discuss on the, top 100 baseball prospects right now. Let's see where he ranks in all of baseball right now in terms of being prospects. He ranks 24th out of the entirety of Major League Baseball, the top 100 prospects list on MLB.com. He ranks 24th. And in terms of pitchers, let's see what he does for pitchers. This is right-handed pitchers. He's ranked 5th. He's ranked 5th for right-handed pitchers, and he's ranked 24th in total out of the entirety of the top prospect rankings for last season. And I'm sure he's probably going to skyrocket up those rankings coming into next season. Who knows? I'm just major excited about him. And just looking at some of these other guys that are on the top prospect list, you got Francisco Alvarez for the New York Mets. He's the top prospect in baseball. Gunnar Henderson, Corbin Carroll, Grayson Rodriguez, Anthony Volpe, Jordan Walker, Marcelo Mayer, Diego Cartaya, Yuri Perez, Jackson Chiriyo, Drew Jones, Jordan Lawler, Jackson Holiday, Ellie De La Cruz, Daniel Espino, Marco Luciano, who else? Brett Beatty, Henry Davis, who else? Other names that Andrew Painter. Let's see where Mick Abel ranks on this list. I know he was like around, I think he's like around this, no, he's around the 50s. He's 54th in Major League Baseball top prospects. So, hey, like I said, he's definitely developing this system here. I know, where was, I'm trying to think, is he on the top prospect? Yeah, Logan O'Hoppe, he's ranked 64th since when he was traded to the Anaheim Angels. I don't know why I call them the Anaheim Angels, but the Los Angeles Angels. But overall, yeah, I think it's a good signing. I think it's a very good signing for this Philadelphia Phillies team. Like I said, I do think the money's a little bit up there, but it was a position of need. Phillies were definitely not going after another guy that had a qualifying offer attached to him so they wouldn't have to give up a draft pick. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I am definitely perfectly fine with this signing. It was a position of need. And I think you never know with this, staff that they have in the clubhouse, Caleb Coughlin, with the way he works with these pitchers on this roster, I think he could find a way to get the most out of guys like Taijuan Walker. I know he has the injury concerns, but the past couple of seasons, he's pitched 29 games, 30 games. I know he's had the injury bug, in 2019, 2018 and all that stuff. But I think overall, maybe with the past 2 seasons, with the way he's shown health-wise, maybe it's something that he could be pretty healthy going down the stretch. It was the same thing for Zack Wheeler. And Zack Wheeler, really the only thing that he's dealt with was this year with, the whole dead arm situation coming into spring training and all that stuff, then getting into the World Series. Really hasn't been any injury concerns with Zack Wheeler. And then also the same thing, if you want to compare Zack Wheeler, even not compare the quality of pitchers that they are, just with the way that they were on the Mets. Zack Wheeler, Taijuan Walker, they both pitched really good in the first half in New York, and then for some reason in the second half they would just completely falter. Maybe it changes when coming to Philadelphia. Maybe he does something like Zack Wheeler does, and he's just consistent throughout the course of the season. Maybe that's something that we need. So who knows? And that's also a good point, Julian. Yeah, ever since he's had Tommy John surgery, he's been relatively healthy the past couple of seasons. So that's definitely something to look at there. And just look at the past few years. 159 innings last year, 157 this year. Yeah, he definitely had those injuries, with the Tommy John surgery through 2018, 2019, all that stuff. But overall, I think it's a very solid move for this Phillies team to add that type of guy to the rotation. They say his splitter's nasty. It's its best pitch. Who knows? Let's see how they can make it work. I'm very excited for that stuff, though. Definitely am. Who knows? I want to see if there's anything else updating here from the Twitterverse on the free agency as we're moving through here. If there's anything, big happening here. Honestly, I kind of do think that Judge could possibly sign tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Anything else here? Anything else here? Here's Jason Stark. Okay, this is retweeting Ken Rose, just the announcement of the, let's see. Among other things, this means the Phillies will pay Walker more than Aaron Nola. They also owe, okay, it's just about the payroll and all that crap. Let's see, where else? Taijuan Walker. Anything else here? Nope, nothing here. Yeah, it's funny. Taijuan Walker instantly went to Twitter and posted the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme, so it automatically means he's ready for Philadelphia. Definitely means. And no opt-outs in the deal either, so he's a Philadelphia for 4 years, unless he gets traded in the middle of that contract. So, hey, that's a thing. That's a thing right there. I see you guys talking about Chris Bassett. Honestly, with the new rules, Chris Bassett loves to take his time up there on the mound. I think with the pitch clock, that's kind of going to fuck him up a little bit. It's not saying Chris Bassett's going to, completely downgrade, but it's not a downgrade. I just think it's a solid signing. Maybe they just didn't want to pay. Maybe Bassett was asking for too much. They just didn't want to go for that. And also, they just didn't want to go after a guy with a qualifying offer. So, I think that's all the same there. Because especially since they signed Trey Turner, they had to give up probably a few draft picks for that. So, most likely that's probably the reason why. But I still think it's a very solid signing nonetheless. Jacob says, any news on the Cardinals? I don't think there is. I know they're out. I think, there's rumors about them with Dansby Swanson and all that stuff. But who knows? I'm not entirely sure with the St. Louis Cardinals because I know they're not known for going out there in free agency and spending money. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe, I would say most likely it is. Even though I do think the money maybe, is a little much. But if you look at some of the other pitchers, probably could be market value, honestly, with the way pitchers are getting paid this free agency. So, hey, who knows? Who knows? But overall, I still think it's a very solid signing. Very solid. Very solid. Who are we looking to add in the bullpen? I am honestly not entirely sure. Most likely, it's going to be another guy that you can slot into that back end of the bullpen that can pitch with Jose Alvarado and Sir Anthony Dominguez for that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. I would say they probably go after maybe a gunslinger for that. I would say they add another lefty just to add to that bullpen depth because really right now, without Brad Hand, your only lefty in that bullpen is probably Christopher Sanchez and Jose Alvarado. I would think they would want to add another lefty there. And maybe they would add another long reliever or a middle inning type of guy, I would say. I think they're going to make quite a few moves for the bullpen. But I'm not entirely sure who specifically they would target because there's not really that many big names there that you would recognize for the bullpen. It's most likely going to be those moves that you don't expect and anything like that. So really, it's just wait and see what they do with the bullpen situation. But they're definitely going to make those moves. No doubt about that. I trust Dave Dombrowski with my life. But hey. Andrew Painter, man. Andrew Painter has a chance to make the opening day roster starting rotation as your 5th starter. Think about that, man. 19 years old. He's only 19. Only 19. And, yeah, he's only 19. He would turn 20 basically when the season starts. 20-year-old possibly making the rotation in Major League Baseball. Seriously, dude. He's 6'7" too, and he throws gas. Oh, yeah, I do remember them talking about McGarry, too, possibly going into the bullpen. I know that was some talks last year, how they were trying to transition him into the bullpen. Maybe we could see that. Maybe he could be an addition to the bullpen, possibly. So it's basically a wait-and-see process, no doubt. No doubt. Where do you think Judge is going to go? I think the Giants, honestly. I honestly think it's the Giants. I don't know what it is with the Yankees, but I just think it's the Giants. I don't know. It just feels like Judge is causing all this chaos right now. But I do think eventually he goes to San Francisco. I thought that since basically the beginning of free agency. For some reason, I just think Cashman's a coward with New York. And I just don't think Judge stays there. I honestly don't. I think he goes to San Francisco. We also do have a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline from Sean Fitzpatrick, the great Sean Fitzpatrick, once again. So let's see what Sean has to say about the Phillies signing Taijuan Walker.
Dave Dombrowski doing some work, huh, Amadeo? You know, I'm not a numbers guy. I haven't sat down and looked at the contract. I heard it's 4 years for Taijuan Walker. Look, I'm okay with it. I mean, he falls along the lines of that second-tier starter that they were looking at. You know, not much difference between him and a Taijuan and Andrew Heaney that signed with Texas earlier. Serviceable. I mean, I can deal with it. You know, no issue with it. Now I think they got to attack the bullpen. I think they have to come away with some sort of veteran presence, maybe another left-hander, somebody there that can give them solid innings. And I am interested to see where Yoshida goes. I mean, I know he wants to play in Philadelphia, and as I look at the Trey Turner signing, I am interested to see if Turner leads off who the number 2 hitter is going to be. Imagine, if you will, if they were to somehow, some way sign a Yoshida. I think that's the perfect slot for him as a 2-hole hitter that knows the strike zone, that puts the ball in play. I think it's a pipe dream. I don't think it's going to happen, but hey, one can dream.
That is absolutely right there, Sean. Anyone can dream. Anyone can dream. But hey, I think, honestly, in terms of, like, you know, the whole lineup thing, I still think I would still prefer Kyle Schwarber leading off. I think that's just a spot where he's belonged basically the entire year with the way he's played. Trey Turner, I don't think he's had that many. I think he's had more at-bats batting second and third, especially with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and batting second is where he does it best. So I would say more likely right now without Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber still your leadoff guy, and it also helps with the separation between the lefties and the righties and all that stuff. You have Kyle Schwarber leading off, Trey Turner batting second, batting third. I would say, you know, right now without Bryce Harper, maybe you could slot up an Alec Bohm out there, since, you know, he did some damage up there when Bryce was gone, but also you could put in, like, you know, a JT Realmuto into that spot. You know, batting cleanup right now for the time being, Rhys Hoskins. There's definitely a lot of things, but, you know, Nick Castellanos, he's going to be in that middle part of the order, you know, the bottom part of the order, you know, Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh, and all that stuff. But if you're looking at it with a healthy Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, Nick Castellanos, Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh, maybe. Or maybe you interchange, you know, Bryson Stott, Alec Bohm, Brandon Marsh, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of things you can do with this lineup. You know, Rob Thompson has shown that he likes to stick with the same type of lineup basically throughout the entire year. But I think now with the DH, you know, you don't have Bryce Harper for the extended period of time, most likely until the All-Star break. I think you could finally do what you were trying to plan to do the start of last season, which was try to interchange the DH between, you know, the different positions and all that stuff. You know, when Nick Castellanos needs a day off from right field, he goes into the DH position. Kyle Schwarber needs a day off from left field, he goes to DH. Rhys Hoskins needs a day off from first, he goes to DH. JT can DH some days, or maybe when Rhys DHs sometimes, he can go to first base and all that stuff. But who else? Like, basically anyone in that lineup. When Bohm needs a day off from third base, he plays DH. So where you can interchange those guys and get some guys off their legs in the field. So you could probably prioritize that when Bryce is out. But, you know, when Bryce is coming back, he's going to be the priority DH, since most likely he's not going to be playing right field coming off the surgery. That's what I would expect at that point. I don't expect him playing right field at all this year. I know they said there's like a slim chance that he could when he comes back, but honestly, I'm not expecting that whatsoever, him playing right field. I do expect him to be the DH. That's all at this point. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows at this point what's going to happen in that situation? But yeah, let's see if there's any more news here. Let's see if there's any more news. Let's see. I see a lot of people trying to have, you know, let's see, what are meetings, blah, blah, blah. I don't think we're going to hear any thing on. Don't think we're going to hear anything on Judge later tonight. Most likely that's going to be happening later in the week. I would say tomorrow. I think Judge is going to sign tomorrow. I just think that's going to happen. That's just my feeling on the entire thing. It is. Let's go for the live feed here. See what you guys think. Can't wait to see Painter in Clearwater. I'm predicting he's going to be the 5th starter from Sean. Yeah, I do expect that to happen. Do you think we overpaid for Walker, or is it a good man? I think it's very solid. I think it's a solid signing. Yeah, pitching market is definitely costly, so you weren't going to get anyone cheap. Definitely not. Are we done shopping? We are not done shopping. I think Dave Dombrowski is still going to doing his thing. Most likely. Yeah, I know you're very intrigued by Yoshida, Sean. I do really think you're intrigued by that. Who knows, though? I'm not entirely sure, like, where he could go to. Who knows? Let me see, Yoshida, like, where... I know he just hit the free agent market. So, let's see. Let me see, where is him at? Yoshida. See where he's at for baseball. That is not what I wanted to look at. That is not what I wanted to look at. Let's see. Getting a bunch of different things that I don't want to see, and then Jeff Passan. Let's see. Masataka Yoshida. Any word on him? That is not what I wanted to see. You guys don't want to know what I just saw on Twitter. It was very eye-popping. Not in a good way, though. Let's see. Once we post it, I don't know if there's anything big on him yet. Latest. Phillies have about $16 more million left to spend before hitting the second luxury tax. Who knows what happens there? Everyone keeps saying Masataka Yoshida. Come on down. Let's see where could he go to? I know he does. I know he wants to play in Philly just because of the Bryce Harper connection, because he's a huge Bryce Harper fan. I know there's a bunch of there's like a whole news article about it, but who knows? Yeah, there's definitely not that much news. You'll probably see more in the upcoming days. I think he just hit the free agent market today, so there's definitely a lot of things that you gotta wait and see on him for that standpoint. Let's see what else. Predictions were 4x60. I don't get people who keep bitching about the money. Look at the team. Do we make more moves? Oh, yeah. How good is he? He's a very solid 3 to 4 type of starter. Basically puts up those type of numbers. Yep. Need bullpen type of guy. Julian thinks we can go after Hendricks from Chicago. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe David Dombrowski can figure out something. Since Middleton has his wallet out, I'll take some bucks off your hands, John. Still thinking bullpen for McGarry. Yep, I did see that, Sean. Congrats on getting Walker. If Eflin got 13 mil, and he's always heard people complaining about this too. Just what else? Where do you think I heard Judge? Yeah, the Yankees did re-sign Cashman. Judge isn't going to be worth the money. He's always hurt. Just lucked out this year. His walk year to be healthy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hall will DH. I think they're most likely interchange the DH this year between everyone else. Do you think this is the last big move? Who knows? Maybe the big signing. I think they're still going to go after bullpen arms, but who knows? Dave Dombrowski can surprise us all. Even though we all expected Trey Turner to eventually happen. It's funny too. The Padres put more money on the table for Trey Turner, and he chose Philadelphia. It's funny too. There was like so much stuff talking about how players saw the atmosphere in Philly, and they're just like, "Whoa, I want to play there. I want to be in that crowd." That Philly crowd, man. What they did in the playoffs, that was special. That was special. What the Philly crowd did, the way they energized, the way the team bonded with the fans during an entire playoff run. I think a lot of guys saw that watching it on television from home. They're like, man, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that Philly crowd with the way they're rocking, the way Citizens Bank Park just basically goes through an entire earthquake to where you could probably go depth with how loud it is. Choosing Philly, man. It's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. Let's see. I like the idea of Trey at 2. I can see it now. Schwarber hitting a bomb, then Trey gets on, and now Bryce is up with no outs. The thoughts on Robert Quinn? Did Howie get fleeced? I don't think he got fleeced. I think it's just unfortunate. San Diego originally drafted Trey Turner, but they traded. Did they trade him for Will Myers? I want to see that Trey Turner trade, actually, because I don't remember what they traded him for, honestly. Let's see, the Trey Turner, Padres trade. What did they trade him? Okay. Padres, Trey Turner. Because I guess Tampa Bay then eventually flipped him to Washington. Revisiting the awful decision to trade Trey Turner. Oh, here we go. Padres acquire Will Myers, Ryan Hannigan, Gerardo Reyes, and Jose Castillo from the Rays. Rays acquire Steven Souza, Travis Ott from the Nationals. Rays acquire Rene Rivera, Birch Smith, and Jake Bowers from the Padres. Nationals also acquire Joe Ross from the Padres. Where's Trey Turner at? Where did Trey Turner? Okay, the Nationals got Trey Turner in the deal. Okay. So yeah. Padres. If you desperately wanted Trey Turner, shouldn't have traded him. It's simple as that. Maybe he saw the, the good old, what was it, the rap video from those Padres fans at the start of the NLCS. Maybe he saw that and it was like, fuck no, I don't want to go there. But overall, he wanted to come to Philadelphia all along. He wanted to play on the East Coast. I think his wife's from New Jersey. He's buddies with Harper. Relationship with Kevin Long. It was writing on the table right there. It was right on the table. He wanted to come to Philly. Bottom line right there. Wanted to play in Philly. That's where he wanted to go. And I'm loving every second of it. He took less money to come to Philadelphia. More term, too. Man. Who knows? Maybe the narrative that no one wants to play in Philadelphia could finally die. Finally die. Let's see. Anything else here? Anything else here? Let's see. Basically, to end it, in the end there were a bunch of dudes. It's funny, though. I saw a tweet earlier today that said the Philadelphia Phillies are collecting the Infinity Stones of white guys. I'm trying to see where that is. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's that tweet that I found earlier? That's not it. That's not it. That is not it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where is that? That is... here we go. Rhys, Bryson, Stott, Alec Bohm, Kyle Schwarber. The Phillies have collected the Infinity Stones of white guys, I'm assuming after signing Trey Turner. Oh my god, that comes from Charles Crew on Twitter. So that's a fantastic tweet, Charles. The Infinity Stones of white guys. I don't know why, I just found that funny. Found that insanely funny. Oh boy. Oh boy, what a day. What a couple of days, honestly. Walker isn't white, so there's that. Well, they have two starting pitchers that are not white. No, I just found that funny for no reason. I don't know why I did. I don't know. The Infinity... I don't know. I think it was just the Infinity Stone comment. Man, what a couple of days here. Yesterday, Trey Turner. Now you go after a pitcher in Taijuan Walker. Very solid deal overall. Add to that rotation. See where it goes. Definitely. And I know I know this is coming into Aaron Nola's last season, so we're definitely going to see what happens with him. I do think the Phillies are eventually going to extend him. I think that's coming eventually. But who knows? Honestly, I want to see the start. I know we're talking about after next season at this point, but I do want to see the free agent market for pitchers next year. Honestly, just see what type of pitchers are on the free agent market at that point. So let's go to 2024. Let's go to starting pitchers just to see what the list is. Scherzer, because I'm assuming he has an opt-out. Trevor Bauer, oh god. Shohei Ohtani is a free agent next year. Oh boy. Marcus Stroman, Yu Darvish, Charlie Morton, Clayton Kershaw. And that basically it's Max Scherzer and Shohei Ohtani. I would say Shohei Ohtani is probably going to be the biggest free agent out there. Oh my goodness. Shohei, he's going to demand a lot of money. Honestly, Shohei Ohtani could possibly be the first guy to make $50 million a year if he has another fantastic year this season. He's most likely going to demand a trade out of LA if the Angels aren't good, which most likely they're not going to be good because it's the Los Angeles Angels. Imagine if he demands a trade out and the Angels don't get enough in return for him, because honestly, on a player that type of caliber as Shohei Ohtani, you're never going to get enough for him. Even if it's one of the best packages ever, you're never going to get enough. Can I ask you a question? How do you think the guys we signed yesterday and today, are they worth it? Yeah, I do think they are worth it. I definitely do. Trey Turner's most definitely worth it. He's probably the best shortstop in the game. Best overall, I would say. Even I know he's defensive, but basically I would say he's probably, I would say, a top 3 shortstop in baseball. That's definitely worth the signing there. Taijuan Walker, yeah, he's a definitely solid rotation piece. Solid overall. Definitely. Definitely solid. Do you think we will try to get Bryan Reynolds? Probably not. We have Brandon Marsh out there in center field for the next so many years. I don't think the Phillies are going to want to trade anyone to get Bryan Reynolds. But who knows who goes after him? I'm trying to think of like what teams would need a center fielder. That's odd in my opinion, so who knows? What happened to the shortstop that we had last year? Are we still going to use them, or is he going? So Bryce Stott, most likely he's going to be moving over to second base, since now that we don't have Gene Segura anymore, we chose to buy him out. So Bryson Stott moves over to second base. Incoming Trey Turner plays shortstop. There you go. And we also lost Didi Gregorius' contract, so that's where that money came off the books. So your infield most likely is going to be Alec Boehm, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, and Rhys Hoskins. That's most likely what it's going to look like. So who knows? Oh yeah, also Cody Bellinger, I believe he signed a 1-year deal with the Cubs. So we got to see what happens in that situation and see if he can find a way to bounce back on a different team. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who do you think we're gonna get next year? Next year, I'm not even gonna. Who we're gonna get next? I honestly have no idea. It's most likely gonna be bullpen pieces, most likely. What if Yoshida takes less money just to play in Philly if the Phillies are even offering anything? I wouldn't be surprised if he really wants to play in Philadelphia. I wouldn't be surprised. But if he's an outfielder, I'm trying to like, does he play any other position? I'm just trying to think because I know honestly you could possibly fill him in the DH spot, but who knows? You think Judge will be a Marlin? I don't think that's happening, dude. I do not think Judge is going anywhere near the Miami Marlins. I don't even think the Marlins are going to be offering that type of money. Their others are cheap as hell. They're definitely cheap as hell. And they were trying to trade some of their guys too, so who knows? Is that like a troll pit? Is that like how you actually feel, or is that a troll? Like the Marlins. I just find that weird. I'm a big Phillies fan. Yeah, we are all big Phillies fans here, Angela. Even though we do have some Mets fans here, even though they're nice Mets fans, still Mets fans here. Where do you think the Judge is moving to? Most likely I think he's going to be a Giant. Most likely, that's what I think. I think he's going to San Francisco because the Giants are really trying to go out, trying to get their main guy. They tried to do it with Bryce Harper and they didn't get it. It really has a benefit, you know. You meant Mariner. Mariners is definitely completely different from the Miami Marlins. Oh god. Only way I see Yoshida getting signed is if either Nick or Kyle move the first in 24. Who knows? We need Rodon. I don't think the Phillies are going to be able to call for that money for him now at this point. And also, Dave Dombrowski didn't want to sign 2 top guys with qualifying offers because you would have to give up a lot of picks. I don't think Dave wants to do that because he also wants to build for the draft as well, build up the prospect system. So, then honestly, Carlos Rodon, as much as I would love that signing, it's definitely not, the killer of the offseason. You got Trey Turner. And you got a solid guy for your rotation. Marsh, Castellanos, Painter, Stott, and $100 million for Trout. No. No thanks. As much as I love Mike Trout, I'm not giving up a lot of those guys for him. I'm just not. Why would the Angels take Marsh back too? That'd be weird. So do you think Bryce Harper and Trey Turner are going to be the home run kings until... Well, Bryce Harper probably won't be because he'll miss half the season with the Tommy John surgery, so he won't be the home run kings. It's going to be Kyle Schwarber most likely. And who knows, can Nick Castellanos find a way to be good again? Can he find a way to regain his form? Can he go back to his 20 to 25 home run self? Hopefully. Because if he does, look out for this Phillies offense. We should release Aaron Nola? Why? I need an explanation here than just he's not good. Who will our closer be in 2023? They're most likely going to be Closer by committee. You know, interchange with Jose Alvarado, Seraph Dominguez, and probably whoever they sign for that back end. Whoever. Do you think this team will win? They're definitely going to be fighting for the division. No doubt about it. They're going to be fighting for that division between the Braves and the Mets. Most likely. It's going to be a fight for that division. This Phillies team is definitely going to have a lot more wins than they did last year. I'm sure they're not going to be settling for that third wild card spot. They're going to want to get into the playoffs, winning the division. If the Marlins lost one game to the Brewers in the second to last series, we wouldn't have made the playoffs. You're right there. You're right. So, I think next year we should give the Marlins a huge round of applause for helping us get to the playoffs. This whole crazy run wouldn't have been without the Marlins. Yeah, that is true. That is whole true. I think we should bring back Robertson. Yeah, I would think Robertson would be a solid signing. I think he would. They re-signed Kunrad. Don't know why he's always hurt. I guess it's just for bullpen depth, extra depth in the bullpen, most likely. And he's cheap too, so why not? Who are some good bullpen arms we can still afford? I'm honestly not entirely sure. Let me go to the relief pitcher. Can I specifically say closer here? Let's see. In terms of closers, really not that much out there. They definitely want to strive completely away from Craig Kimbrel. No thank you in hell. Kenley Jansen, probably not. I wouldn't say he's going to do it there. Let's see. Why can't I move this page? Come on. Why can't I do anything on this page? Why won't it scroll down? That's weird. Okay, I gotta manually scroll for some reason. Let's see. Pitchers. I'm not entirely sure who could be out there on the market that you can get. There's a Will Smith out there, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, though. You could opt to bring back Corey Knebel. He'd probably be a cheap option. Do you go after a guy like a Taylor Rogers? I know he sucked in the second half last year, but he's not a lefty you can add to the bullpen. Stay away from Brad Hand. I could see them going after a guy like an Adam Ottavino or maybe a Seth Lugo. I can see that happening. Who else? Not entirely sure. They added 44 mil. How much is left to stay under the new taxed area? I think it's around 16 mil. They have to stay under the new tax. They have 16 mil left. I think that's what it is. 16. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Here's another signing. Phillies signing right here. The Phillies are at it again. They are closing out on a free agent left-handed reliever, Matt Strahm. Who's that? Who is that? Who is Matt Strahm? Matt Strahm. Who the frick is that? Let's see. He played last year for the Boston Red Sox. 31 years. He's going to be 31 years old. There's some solid stuff with Boston last year. Let's see what his career is. Career 17 and 20, but that's a relief pitcher, so I guess win and loss doesn't really matter there. 3.81 ERA, 325 solid whip. Solid stuff for the bullpen. Definitely there. Did he have saves last year? He saves. Okay, so he's not a closer type of pitcher. He's more like, that middle relief type of guy. 44 innings. Strikeout numbers were great, fantastic last year, actually. His whip, solid. FIP, right around his ERA, so that was good. I think that's a solid signing, honestly. Solid signing. David Dombrowski. At it again. Thoughts on Bailey Falter? I'm not sure. He's probably a bullpen guy more than not. Is he left-handed or right-handed? He's a lefty. I think, at least. Oh yeah, his pitcher. He's a left-handed pitcher. Oh yeah, 31 years old. Yeah, this is solid. His projections for 2023, 3.94 ERA. Yeah, solid stuff there. Honestly, that's solid. That is a solid move for your bullpen. Dave Dombrowski, man, at it again. Let's see what the money is. Probably not gonna be much, most likely. How much did he make last year? He's got the Brad March hair. Let's see, what was his contract? What was his salary last year? Oh, he's cheap. Last year he made 3 mil. Probably around the same again. Interesting. 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 Dave Dombrowski, man. They're just going crazy with the signings, man. Oh, man. Man, they're going crazy. They're going nuts. Nuts with these signings. Dave Dombrowski, dude. Dave Dombrowski. Not Chapman. Not Chapman. Matthew Strom. That's how you pronounce his name. That's what he got. Matthew Strom. What about the Phillies going after DeGrom? DeGrom already signed, dude. He's already with Texas. He's with Texas already. I need to see this numbers though. I need to see the contract. oh. Oh, here we go. 2 years, 15 million. That's the contract. 2 years, 15 mil. What is that? Divided 15 divided 2. 15 divided 2. I can't math to the head. I gotta go to calculator. 7.5 mil a year. Solid pickup. Solid pickup. Dave's just going sicko mode with the money. 7.5 a year. Bring back Luis Garcia. Could be an option. If he's available. Unlimited money glitch. That's Dave Dombrowski. You think the Phillies are going after Wilson Contreras? No. Why would they go after Wilson Contreras? They have JT Realmuto. That wouldn't make sense at all. That would not make sense. Angela, I think you're kind of trolling there. Middleton's like, here's my American Express card. Put it on my tab. Get all these guys here. Bring back Thor 1 year, 12 million. I think Syndergaard was probably like, probably the I think he would have been like, last second type of thing, or like, the backup plan if they weren't able to get anyone. But Dave Dombrowski, he's got all the money in the world with John Middleton in the booth. He's going after spending all his money, man. Feels nice. Feels nice. Can Dave slide a couple of, Benjamins my way? I would like that. Just put it in a nice, concealed envelope. Send it to my mailbox. My house. I live right by the ballpark. He'd deliver easily. Dave is cooking, man. Dave is cooking. He's got all the money in the world, man. Let's see. It's just all the money, man. The Phillies have committed $159 million to free agents in the past 48 hours. Dave is cooking. He is cooking, man. All the money. Like, I was thinking about ending the stream, so Jesus. I was thinking, but then they make another signing. I'm like, am I going to end this stream and the Phillies going to find a way to make another signing? They're probably going to make 50 more signings left. There's probably 50 more signings by the end of the night when I go to bed. My goodness, Dave Dombrowski, you are a sicko with all this money. Sicko! Who be texting me? Did someone just text me, or did I get a... For some reason, I get these when I'm doing something on my phone. Like, I'll get the notification, but it doesn't pop up. Am I getting a text message or anything like that? I have no idea. Like, I just don't know where it goes. The next Dodgers, but we win. The Phillies are becoming a team that just doesn't care how much money they spend. Brad Marsh has some hair competition. Yeah. I think it's a very solid deal. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's funny, I have a Red Sox fan in my group chat on Discord. he wants them to get Bogart's back. He's been stressing about it. And he says this is a solid signing for the Phillies. Solid signing. I think it's solid too. He had put up very solid stuff last year. Harper just texted me we were getting man. Oh man. Let's see. We just made a new move. Yeah, he's a very solid signing. Very solid stuff there. He actually had I would say, a breakout year last year, too. He had some very solid stuff, so. It's probably a contract that he earned. So, I think it's a solid move. Definitely, indeed. Indeed. Like, I'm afraid to end the stream because I just feel like Dave's going to go out there and spend more money. And I just, like, I just... I'm just like, Dave, give me a chance to breathe. Give me a chance to breathe, man. He just doesn't. I just don't have any chance to breathe at all. He just doesn't let me. I'm just here, chilling, talking to you guys. And he just continues to make money. He continues to spend money. I'm afraid to end it, man. I'm afraid to end it. Do you think we're done or not? I don't think they're done. They still got money to spend. Sign Bogarts for shortstop, put Turner in center field, move Marsh to right. Just spend all the money in the world. Why do we keep overpaying for bullpen pieces? I don't think it's an overpayment. I definitely don't think it's overpayment. And I'm sure the left-handed market was very scarce. So here we go. Matt Stram, 2022 with Boston, 44 and 2/3 innings pitched, 3.83 ERA, a 1.23 WHIP, a 3.72 FIP, 26.9 Ks per 9, or strikeout percentage, 8.8 walk percentage, home runs, like 1 home run per 9 innings. I guess batting or whatever, F4 of 0.3. He's a decent option. His best K career since 2018, second high of his career. You just saw what a dominant bullpen can do with the Astros and isn't an overpayment. Yeah. You got to spend for the bullpen. You got to make your bullpen better. Let's see. Let's see. What else? Yeah, John Middleton saw how going over the luxury tax worked out, and he's giving Dave Dombrowski all the blank checks. All the blank checks. You see, Philadelphia Flyers, this is what blank checks are. Dave Scott. Sorry to bring Flyers into this. I don't want to traumatize anyone here. Sorry to bring the Flyers up. Even though they won yesterday, but man, I'm really afraid to end the stream. Okay, Todd Zalucky just posted. Source confirms multiple reports the Phillies and left-hander Matt Strahm are close to a 2-year deal, reported $15 million. Trey Turner, 11 years, $300 million. Taijuan Walker, 4 years, $72 million, and Matt Strahm, 2 years, $15 million. Dave Dombrowski, doing his stuff. We need a young person. That's Andrew Painter. Andrew Painter there. He's the young person. Is there anything here? Anything more? Am I free to end the stream, Dave Dombrowski? Because we're going on an hour here. Going on an hour. Didi said, I'll sign until 27, but you give me your bank account info. It's great to see Middleton all in. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dave Dombrowski. I need to call Dave Dombrowski on the phone and see if I can end the stream. Don't worry, I got Dave Dombrowski's personal number. But I do think this is where I'm going to end it off, boys. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. It was originally going to be talking about Taijuan Walker and Andrew Painter. It turned into another signing, like in that span. But hey, great stuff by Dave Dombrowski. Love him. Love this man. I love this man to death, and I trust him with my life. And he's doing all the things that we're asking him to. John Middleton, Dave Dombrowski, best duo in the world. So, thank you, everyone, for joining tonight's stream. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. BrodesMedia, Painted Lines. I recommend all that stuff. Same thing with hitting the subscribe button. It does me a great service. Join the channel. Join the family. Does me a great deal. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Use it for anything you can think of. Great deal. Do not pass up on that. And also, just have a good night. Enjoy Dave Dombrowski. Let's go, Phillies. Everything here. I think we're done. We're going to be doing more. Probably when we sleep tonight. 50 more signings. So, signing off.